Hi, and welcome once again to another great video. In this video, we'll be looking at the alphabet letter sounds. If you saw the previous video, we were looking at letter identification. Remember, I mentioned that there are four stages in learning how to read. Namely, the first stage is letter identification, letter sounds, segmentation, and blending. So in our previous video, we looked at letter identification and how we can help our kids learn how to identify these letters. And we said our second stage was going to be the alphabet letter sounds. And so this is an introduction to alphabet letter sounds. Again, if you remember very well in my previous video, I mentioned that the process of reading revolves around the 26 alphabet letters. Once again, we come back to the same alphabet letters for our sounds. And so it is with these same alphabet letters that we will be able to learn the sounds that they produce. Now, I'll give you an example. Sometimes it can become very difficult to actually teach these letters to toddlers. And so you have to make it very clear, very simple for them to understand what we mean when we are asking them to be able to identify these letters and their sounds. So when it comes to identifying these letters by name, the best way you can help your kids is by simply relating it to real life. So these alphabet letters have got names, just like a kid would have a name. Your name is John, your name is Mary. So you emphasize to them to say, even these alphabet letters, they've got names. You see, you call that a fridge, you call that a chair. All those are names. So the same with these alphabet letters, they've got names. So this alphabet letter has got a name, and that is, it's letter A. And the other one is letter B, C, and so forth. The same when it comes to sounds. Kids need to understand what you mean when you say, what does this letter or what sound does this letter make? They need to understand what sounds are. And so we bring it back closer to them and look at the sounds that they can relate with in the environment. For instance, introduce animal sounds. What sound does a dog make? Ooh, ooh. What sound does a cat make? Meow. So a cat makes the sound meow. A cow makes the sound moo. So the same with these alphabet letters as well. So you notice that you'll be able to actually relate with it. Tell them to say, each letter also makes a particular sound. And those sounds are what we'll be looking at today. I always mention this, and I will never stop mentioning it. The secret to reading is knowing the alphabet letter sounds. These sounds are actually the foundation to reading, because words are a combination of sounds. And so if one has to learn how to read those words, you need to know the sound of each letter that is appearing in that particular word. And so this is where it makes it so important that one needs to know the entire alphabet letter sounds. Just so you know, these are only 26 sounds we're talking about, but the English language has got a total of 44 sounds, or should I say phonemes, those that make up the complete set of phonemes in the English language. But then in our introduction, we'll only look at the 26 letters. That's where we'll be able to focus. You'll notice that these same 26 letters are the ones which will end up constituting the 44 sounds, because there's going to be issues like digraphs, there's going to be blends, there's going to be, what do we call these? consonant vowel blends, all those, they're actually a combination of these same letters. And so to quickly jump into these alphabet letter sounds, so we'll go by each letter. And our first letter would be the letter A. The letter A makes the sound A. A. The letter B makes the sound B. B. The letter C makes the sound K. K. The letter D makes the sound D. D. The letter E makes the sound E. E. The letter F makes sound F. F. The letter G makes sound G. G. H makes sound H. I makes sound I. I. J makes sound J. J. K makes the sound K. K. L makes the sound L. L. M makes the sound M. M. N makes the sound N. N. O makes the sound O. O. P makes sound P. P. Q makes sound K. K. R makes sound R. R. S makes the sound S. S. T makes the sound T. T. U makes the sound A or U. A or U. V makes the sound V. V. And W makes the sound W. W. X, as in the last letter in the word box, makes the sound X. X. Y makes the sound Y. Y. Z makes the sound Z. 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 So you notice that these sounds are coming with images, and there's a reason why you are seeing those images there. It's because it's how you can help identify these particular sounds. If you look at the letter A has got an apple there, meaning if you have to identify the sounds that the letter A makes, you look at the first letter that you make when you pronounce the word apple. So these pictures are guidance to you knowing what sound that particular letter makes. So the word apple begins with the sound A, apple. That is the sound for the letter A. Bo, b, bo. That's the sound for B. K, cat, k, cat. That's the first sound you make in the word cat, which is the sound for D. D, dog, d, dog. E, egg, e, egg. Fish, fish. G, goat, g, goat. So these images are actually guideline to you knowing what sounds those particular letters have. So when it comes to teaching these young ones, if you are working with flashcards, ensure that you have those images on the flashcards, because that's what is going to help you when you start teaching them. If you are using a chart, just like we explained in our previous video on letter identification, we use charts, we used flashcards, we use actual shapes and things like that. So the same with these sounds, you need those same teaching aids as well. So, but these teaching aids should have images. So like A, there's going to be an apple there. So those are the ones that you'll be able to use, and they'll actually help in teaching these young ones how to identify these particular sounds. So sounds are a foundation to reading, and these sounds are the ones that one needs to know. So once you know these sounds, then you begin creating your foundation to learning how to read. So from the alphabet letter sounds, one is able to move to the other sounds where you've got blends, where you've got digraphs and such things, because all these are actually a combination of the same 26 letters to make up those particular set of sounds. Okay, so that's for our introduction today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to share this video